Hi, I welcome you to my channel, The Outlier. In today's video, we'll be looking at how to construct a mosaic plot. A mosaic plot is very useful, especially when you have two categorical variables. To do this, I will click on libraries, and in libraries, you have different libraries that SAS comes with. I'll choose the SAS help library. I'll be using the very popular data set, which is known as cars data set, right? Now, this command will be familiar to most of you, procfreak data equals. I can just simply drag and drop the data set name here and put a semicolon. This is in the first line. I can specify the tables option. In tables option, I need two categorical variables. Which are the two categorical variables that I will choose? The two categorical variables would be type. There is a variable which is called as type here. Here it is. I'll drag and drop it here. Put a star mark. And the second variable that I'll be choosing is drivetrain. Drivetrain is here. So let me choose the variable drivetrain. So these are the variables which I'm interested in. Let me put a semicolon and quickly run. This is, so this will give you the procfreak table. It's pretty intimidating when you look at the crosstab option because it displays a lot of information. It displays frequency, percentages, row percent, column percent. Not easy on the eyes. So let me just clean up this table and make it less complicated. I don't want so much of information. In case you don't want so much of information, what you can do is in the table statement, you can just put a slash and you can suppress some of this unwanted output. You can just say no col, and then you can say no percent. As the name itself suggests, it will not display the percentages. You can say no row, right? Let me just select this and execute it. I've suppressed most of the numbers here. What I'm seeing right now is simply the frequency between the row and the column, right? In the row, what you have is the 6 different types of vehicles, that is hybrid, SUV, sedan, uh, sports truck, and wagon. And in the column, you have the 3 uh, types, that is all, front, and rear. I think it's a lot easier to visualize this rather than the entire table, right? It's a lot easier to understand and comprehend this particular cross tabulation rather than the earlier table, which had a lot of information. Let me just go back to table. Now, within this table, I can do something interesting, and that is after no row, I can request for a plot. I can simply say plots equals, I'm sorry, I'm not typing it correctly. It is plots. Plots equals, you can request a mosaic plot. So this is the plot that I'll be interested in, a mosaic plot. Let me just select this code and click on the little boy to execute it. As before, you're getting a frequency distribution table, but if you scroll down, what you are seeing here is a very interesting plot. This is known as the mosaic plot, right? You see a large rectangle, and that large rectangle is further broken down into smaller rectangles, right? In the horizontal axis, you're seeing the drivetrain, right? This is broken down into 3 groups. That is, the first category is all, second is front, and the third one is rear. And insofar as the vertical axis is concerned, you have the 6 different types. When you look at drivetrain equals all, look at the rectangles here. The area of the rectangle, the size of the rectangle tells you the proportion of values in that particular box. So larger the rectangle, more the number, smaller the rectangle, lesser is the number. So when I look at the first set of values, what I can see is SUV is the one which is the largest rectangle. This rectangle corresponds to SUV when the drive type, when the vehicle type is SUV and the drivetrain type is all, right? Similarly, when you look at drivetrain equals front, the biggest rectangle that you can see is sedan. So when it comes to drivetrain front, you mostly have sedan vehicles here, right? Sedan cars. And finally, what you have is when the drivetrain equals, when the type of the vehicle under drivetrain is rare, what you see is mostly sports cars, right? So this is a mosaic plot. It gives you the distribution of two categorical variables, and the larger numbers basically means that it will be represented using bigger rectangles. The size of the rectangle corresponds to the number here. Smaller the rectangle, smaller the number. Bigger the rectangle, bigger is the number. To just recap what we did today, we used the procfreak command. We did a cross tabulation between two categorical variables, and in the options we decided to suppress some of this unwanted information, plus we requested a mosaic plot. So this is how you can generate a mosaic plot. I'll conclude my presentation for today. I'll see you in my next video. I request you to subscribe to my channel, and I also request you to hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching today's video.